Everyone for this prediction on Oliveira versus Poirier UFC 269. This is Two Lose Crew MMA coming to you from New York City. Let's get straight onto these predictions on what will happen for this specific fight. We have Oliveira standing at 5'10" versus Poirier standing at 5'9". Oliveira has a 2-inch reach advantage against Poirier, 74-72. We have one orthodox versus a southpaw, but Poirier is able to switch stances, box people up. Poirier does have a good significant strike accuracy of 54, but Oliveira has a better significant strike accuracy at 61.5. Now, we know that Poirier has the better opponents. He's fought the better fighters. Khabib. Poirier has fought Gaethje. Poirier has fought Conor McGregor. And he's also fought Conor McGregor again. Poirier has fought very good fighters. Wasn't it Poirier that beat Max Holloway? Right? Holloway was boxing him up and Poirier was just landing these hard bombs on him. It was ugly to see. So Poirier does have the better opponents versus Oliveira fighting, guys like Felder and, Jared Gordon. He's known as a stand-up striker, but he's not on the other guys' level. Michael Chandler, very aggressive fighter, at least, now in the UFC since he came in. He almost finished Oliveira. Oliveira was able to recover, stay composed in between rounds, come back, and get a nice, clean hook right to the jaw and pretty much finish Chandler. I believe that Oliveira has improved a lot. He is coming in on a win streak, and I feel that the pressure of Poirier isn't going to play much of a role against Oliveira. I actually think Oliveira is going to be landing more leg kicks than Poirier is. Everybody now knows that Poirier kicks the calf, and I'm pretty sure that Oliveira could adjust much better than Conor McGregor did against the leg kicks. Oliveira also has the grappling. If Poirier tries to dip his head towards Oliveira to grapple him, to clinch him up, Oliveira will pop Poirier's head off like a cheap Barbie Ken doll, all right? It will happen. So, I think Poirier is definitely going to have to stay on the outside, rotate a lot, and really evade a lot of Oliveira's counter offense. And it's crazy to say, but I think that Oliveira is more dangerous in multiple ways than Conor McGregor. So this is going to be a much different fight for Poirier than he's been used to his last few fights. We're going to ignore the Khabib fight. I haven't really brought it up because Khabib does what he does to everybody. So you just have to throw that fight into the garbage and pretty much ignore it, right? But yeah, I think this is going to be a close one. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes the distance. If I'm a betting man, I'm definitely putting this at over 1.5 rounds for sure, because I think that they're going to be patient and smart. Oliveira only pushed the pace because he was reacting to Chandler, and Poirier took his time with McGregor. So I think they're going to be taking their time with each other on this fight. I have Oliveira. I guess, beating him on the exchanges, and if it hits the mat, he's definitely going to finish him. So I really don't know. It'll be either this decision or submission win. I don't think he knocks out Poirier because nobody does. But, I think it'll be a submission win on Oliveira's side against Poirier. And Poirier, sadly, is going to go home once again without a belt.
So, yeah, it's like you said, Dustin Poirier has had the tougher competition. And, yeah, you kind of a loss is a loss. And you know what? All things considered, did pretty well against Khabib. And then, Dustin Poirier's last loss before Khabib was who? Michael Johnson. And Michael Johnson has one of the most frustrating careers ever. He'll beat some of the best. He'll beat some of the best on a good day, and on a weird day, and then just lose to like a low tier fighter the next. So, that he and actually Dustin Poirier doesn't get knocked out. He got knocked out in that fight. It was like one of those flash right hook knockouts, and just like what, nobody could believe it. I mean, even Michael Johnson's face looked a little surprised. But yes, so Dustin Poirier does a lot of things good, and he does take a lot of damage when he goes in for those little flurries. I mean, even the first Conor McGregor, even the second Conor McGregor fight, he was getting picked off a little bit, but he wore those punches and kept the pressure on, and he avenged his first loss against he avenged his loss against Conor McGregor, and kind of the same kind of deal in the next one. So it's just after each loss Dustin Poirier has taken, you see him come back better, and it's almost like he's just getting better now. I mean, but Oliveira is he's just so, he's tricky, real deceptive. He has like deceptive power, because you look at him, you don't think he packs a lot of punch. And he just, he got a knockout win over Michael Chandler. And yeah.
I mean, it was a lot of power. I mean, you could tell he packs a lot of power behind his punches.
So and he's got that. He's kind of lanky too, and he has really dangerous submission, and especially his submission off the back. And so I think Dustin Poirier has some really good defensive wrestling, and I think that could come into play. But I don't see Dustin Poirier trying to get him down on the ground to where, Oliveira just thrives. And that's the thing, Charles Oliveira can finish the fight standing on the ground however he wants, And he's one of those guys that, he adjusts really well in between rounds. Dustin Poirier kind of he's one of those guys that if it's not broke, don't fix it. And, he keeps on with, the same kind of, I don't really see him adjusting too much in between rounds as often. But, it's just because he just packs so much power. But I am going to give this one to Dustin Poirier. I think the power might be a little bit too much for Oliveira. And I'm seeing maybe second round stoppage, just kind of accumulative.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, but I can't. This one's hard for me because I am kind of split on this one. And to tell you the truth, I love both these fighters. But I mean, don't take my pick on on trying to win some money. I'm just kind of going with my heart on this one, and my heart is telling me it's like kind of the situation. My mind's telling me Charles Oliveira, and my heart's telling me Dustin Poirier. That's kind of how I'm looking at this fight. So you kind of gotta take that with a grain of salt from me. But yeah, I do have Dustin Poirier in this fight by a second round finish. But I don't think this fight goes 5 rounds. I think there's going to be a finish in this fight for sure, 100%.
All right. So there you go, guys. I'm going with Oliveira with either submission or decision victory. I do see it going the distance. But, on the other side, we have a Poirier win prediction for possibly, most likely, within in under the the 5-round end mark. So this is gonna be a fun one for fans. Possibly betting for this the fight to end under 5 rounds could be a really good bet if you wouldn't want to throw up any specific money on either man. You could definitely put that bet into some of these sports books out there. But all right, guys, so if you agree, disagree, or have any comments, concerns, on any of the information said for this video, throw a comment down below, hit us with a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and good luck to everyone betting this weekend. Peace.